Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Inhabitmars channel. Just want to say welcome everyone. If we have any new people, thank you for stopping by and checking out the channel. And to our longtime subscribers, thank you for being here. I finally got the new intro completed. I had been working on it, and I finally had to scrap everything I had and just redo the whole thing day before yesterday, and I got it finished up yesterday morning. Hi.
She wants to be in your video.
All right. So I was really struggling with the explosions, and it just was frustrating me. Let me go over here and just show you what I did. Hold on just a second. Um, for the planet itself, oops. For the planet itself, all I did was added a color ramp up here, if you can see this, and put some color in the planet. We got some greens, blues, and of course the original brown. But I was supposed to have this done October and ready to go for the New Year's. I noticed Chris had his new one. I was like, oh gosh, now I got to figure out how to do this. So if I just go ahead and fade here, you can see it goes from Mars before to how Mars looks now. And then the second part is just the actual image of Mars from NASA. Both of these are the image from NASA, but the colored one runs through a color ramp and then into a brightness contrast filter. It just, that part I had done and I just scrapped it and redid it because I actually added some, I don't know if you can see it here, some texture to the planet itself. I added the atmosphere and the clouds. Um, I was really happy that I knocked this out. Once I figured out that I really didn't need an explosion, let's hide everything and I'll show you what I did here. And then I want to get into the Mars stuff real quick. Let's hide, 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 hide. Okay, now go to, oops, I didn't mean to hide the explosion. So for the explosions, all I did was create a disk and added a material to the middle and a ring to the outside. This was a part that I struggled with for the longest. I could not. I kept making explosions after explosions after explosions and animating them and everything, and I just couldn't get anything that looked like a nuclear explosion. At least my interpretation of a nuclear explosion. So all I did was add this, and then it scales up and moves out from underneath the planet and back in. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that. That was finally got it done. What I want to get into um, is the Mars stuff. So I've found some pretty cool stuff on Mars, and let me don't say that. Let's start with Chris's image here. Okay, this is the video that Chris posted. There's actually two videos, and I'll try to put links to both videos because it's important as you see it from two different angles that you know what you're looking at is what you're looking at. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of the images, but this is the video that he started with, and then he has part two, and we're going to look at those. So let me go to the images, and let's see if I bring up the right one here. Okay, this is, that's 3347. Okay, So let's fade over. This is the image as it came. No, this is an enhanced image, but it basically came like this, but it was whited out, and then I enhanced it. I took the link from Chris's page back to the NASA page, and I enhanced it. Now, we looked at these structures here in the background, and like I say, you can see that concrete floor. What I was talking about the aspect ratio from the camera is this outer wall right here is coming across the screen. This right here, which to me looks like a concrete floor that's collapsed, is actually, you can see it's moving away from the camera, so the angle's a little bit different. That's why I believe he's correct in saying that this is a hollow structure. And I did a light burn on the inside, and you get these kind of streaks that go across, these wide streaks here. And I think that's showing depth inside, and that's why I believe that he is correct, and that is a hollow structure inside. Now, the one thing that I said was this is probably a continuation of the structure, and it probably comes down along here, and this is where the hill would end. And then he did a lot of work on this. I think his burn is better on this part, so I may use that. But I haven't gotten to anything on the hill, and you can still see in my burn that you can still see that rectangular structure he was talking about right here. Can you see it? Yeah, I know it's small, but and then that pipe that I was talking about here, and there may be another one here, although it's blurry. But today, I want to focus on this stuff here in the foreground. These are pretty incredible finds. Now I'm going to zoom in on these, and I'm going to start down here. Take a look at this piece here. I'm going to zoom way in. It's not going to be very clear. And why something so close to the rover is not clear? Well, Chris explains that pretty well about spot blurring and everything else. But this should be crystal clear. This is literally, if you look at the bottom of the screen, this is literally in front of the rover. We should get a very clear image of this. All right, but you can see the shape of this, and I'm going to show you in the model. Well, first I'll show you in the panel what this looks like. This is some sort of, I don't think it's an actual geared piece. I think it's some sort of uh, mechanical or electronic part that would go to maybe a ship, a robot, something. And the reason I say that is right all around here, something was blown up right here. You look at this piece right here. You can see it goes flat across here. It's got these two small cube structures that stick up right here. It's got a smaller one here, but the bottom of this, there's two textures. There's the lighter texture and the darker texture. Now that could be because the way the sun's actually coming down at an angle like this. You can see by the shadows. So it could just be that it's getting widened out on top by the sun. But it does, you can see a definite line, and I think it's two different textures. It's somewhat metallic, maybe. But you can see a shadow underneath, and the bottom of it actually curves up and around, and then there's some sort of object that I believe they darkened on purpose. I don't think it should be in shadow because it looks like it's in front, but it's definitely dark. All right, and you can see, I mean, they blurred the heck out of this, but you can see the top pieces of it. So this may be the side, and maybe that's why it's in shadow. But I think they darkened it so you can't tell what it is because it's also blurred. This should not be blurred. This is right in front of the rover. This is all in front of the rover. And then we'll look at this panel piece right here, and then we got a couple of more right. There's one right here. These pieces here I've worked on. I've got these two. I don't have this third one yet, but the other piece, please let me find it real quick. Okay, now because I added contrast, you can see this is the panel I was talking about in the last video. And you can see this dome that's attached to it that's sitting on top. I've got another image, I think it's a little bit clearer in that one. Is it this one? No, this one. Okay, did I get the right image? Is it any clearer here? Yeah, it's a little bit clearer. Can you see that dome on top? Whatever it is, it's a dome, and it's on these panels. Now this, all of this is in one area. So these pieces here, those pieces there, and there's more around it. There was one I saw. I think it was this one here that I haven't got to model yet. This doesn't look like a rock. See how it's got this big shadow? It looks like a piece of metal or something similar to these over here. And it's actually sitting. I wish I could move it over a little more. That's as far as it'll move over. On this little rise right here, and then the rise goes down, and it's creating another shadow. If that's a rock, it's a pretty thin rock. So let's get over to Blender. Did I load up my scene? Okay, okay. Make sure I actually switch over this time. I recorded the last video 3 times. I was tired doing everything. And let's take a look at some of these. Let's start. I did it again. Let's start with this geared piece right here, which, like I say, I don't think it's a gear. I think it's some sort of electronic or mechanical part. Let's move you down so we can see it with the image. Wow, this is really dark. Let me brighten up this panel. I have a timeline. Okay, let's go to shading. Give me a second here. I should have had all this ready. Let's brighten. Oh, that helps. If I move over to the panel. Okay, so I really want to brighten this. Actually, you can see it pretty well right here. Of course, where did the piece go? That's better. Okay. All right, sorry about that. I should have had that ready. All right, so that's actually rotated just a little bit off. Should be more this way. All right, so this is what that piece looks like, and it's pretty interesting. Looks kind of dark. I may have to lighten the texture for the next video. I don't think that's a rock. If you think that's a rock, you might want to go get your glasses adjusted or something. If that is not absolute, well, I wouldn't say proof, but hard evidence that Mars had people on it, they had a society and everything, and they had a bad catastrophe that hit them, because we see these things everywhere, then I don't know what is. If that's a rock, I don't know. Oops. I do not believe that that is in any way a rock. Okay, so now let's look at this piece here. How am I doing on time? 6 minutes more or less. Here's another piece that you really ought to get your eyes adjusted if you think this is a rock. There you go. 2 squares, 2 cubes sitting on top of a panel. And then this smaller one here. This is what this looks like. Oh, come on, mouse. My mouse button's going out, so it's hard to click on stuff. Can I take off the lighting? Will that help? Ah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, let's look at that gear piece one more time without the lighting. There we go. So that's a little better. I'll do it without the lighting on the panel, and then I'll use the lighting on the model. Okay, so this is what this looks like, and there's 2 different textures here. You can see that behind it, and then you got this piece here. All right, that's what that looks like. Is that a rock? I don't know. I really don't believe that's a rock. And these are all in the image. You can download, goodness, you can download the image from NASA um, and see the exact same thing. All you got to do is put a little brightness and contrast. Okay, come on. My mouse is going out. All right, here's that one panel here. That's right here. And that's just a flat panel. It's actually got something right there. I couldn't tell what that was. I tried everything to bring that out. But that's that panel there. All right. And let's see. I want to get into these before we run. Oh, here's that other piece here. That's another piece of panel. Tell me something wasn't blown up right here. Uh, Now, like I say, in this image, you go between the two images, it either looks flat across the front or it's got this indentation down where it may have been bent down. And like Chris said, you can see a little difference in the way they manipulate the photo. So uh, they actually manipulate these photos, but sometimes you can still bring out, oh, I didn't bring that piece in. Darn. We'll see it in the model, I guess. Okay, now here's two more pieces that are supposedly rocks, and then this third piece here. Here's this one. These are just panels. Something was blown up right here. Um, and this is all in front of that um, structure. This structure, if it is a structure, all this stuff is just right in front of it. Maybe a couple hundred yards. I don't know the distance, but by guess it'd be a couple hundred yards. But here you go. Here's another piece right here. Oops. And these are actually two pieces. This one is sitting above this one. And you can see that in the image if I get the right angle here. See how right there it sits above it. All right. There's shadow underneath, so I know it's got a little bit of space underneath it. And it's not a whole lot, but it's something like that. All right. That's what we got for today. Now let's go over to our model. Oh, let me turn on the lighting so we can see our shadows and everything. So we looked at the two structures back here, and they're quite large. Click on you. And that's what that kind of looks like. Oh, I still forgot to adjust the concrete where it's not coming out of our hill. But if that floor goes all the way back, like I said in the last one, this is a huge structure. All right, because it's in the background of the photo. All right. So here we go. Here's our object here, and it's sitting in the soil. In fact, you can even see it in my image of the ground here. There it is right there. It's a little harder to see because I added color, and even Chris will tell you black and white images are better um, for, well, for me, for modeling, but it's better to bring stuff out in black and white than it is in color. And then, of course, I add the color so everything looks a little better. But there it is, right there. And that's that piece. And like I said, it's either a mechanical gear, which I don't think so, just because of these two sides here. A gear would be symmetrical all the way around and have the same teeth all the way around. I think this is some sort of component for maybe a craft or a tank or robot even. I don't know. I don't know the actual size of it. So it's pretty small though because it's close to the rover. And then here's this piece here. And that is laying right here. You can see that right there. Okay, there's that piece. And you can see in here that these actually, it's got these 4 little posts that mount the 2 plates together. So this is some sort of plate or something, maybe electronics or something like that. I don't know. And then we have all these metal plates just laying in the soil everywhere. You can see this one here. I don't really need to raise it up because you can still see it, but there you go. It's just the front of this one. The other image, you can see it from a slightly different angle. And then there's another plate here. What's broken? Your hand broken? Your arm? There, is that better? That's my younger one. And then here's this plate here. And I still haven't modeled that plate there, but at least you can see this one. Oh, let's move it above. And it's right there. That's that one. Did I put it in the wrong place? Oh, yeah, kind of. Grab on the Z. Move it there. That's where it's supposed to go, not on this one. I don't know why I put it there. But there's more stuff in this image. Oh, yeah, almost forgot. Our dome structure. Here you go. This is that dome structure. Well, it's a plate. It's not like a structure like a building or something. See that right there? You see that dome coming up and coming around here? That's what that looks like. Let me move it down. But there you go. So that's what we got for today. How am I doing? Oh, 23 minutes. Time to go. All right. So thank you for checking us out. I hope you liked the new intro. That's when I heard that song by Aaron Kenny. That was what I envisioned. The first time I heard that, I was like, oh, wow. Okay. So I started working on it and just kept getting frustrated. I modeled so many explosions. And they looked good, but they didn't look like nuclear explosions. I even did nuclear explosion tutorials, and I just couldn't get it the way I liked. And finally, I said, "Why am I modeling a whole explosion when you're just going to see it really in 2D because it's back there on the planet? It's not going to matter if it's a 3D explosion or not. From the perspective you're looking at, it's only going to be 2-dimensional anyway." So I finally just got the bright idea. Oh, yeah, I can just hide it under the surface, and then when the missiles hit, bring it out and scale it up real quick and scale it down. I said I wasted so much time doing explosions that I could have just modeled basically what it looks like and then use scaling and movement, animate the movement and the scaling to make it look pretty good. And I think it turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. So hopefully you guys like it. We'll see you on the next video. And there's more in this image. So I'll probably continue working on this one. I also have the moon video ready to go. And then I've done a lot of work on that. And then the other moon video that we were working on before, I haven't really done much more. My computer's running out of memory, and the models, when they get so big, it starts to lag really bad, and that model's starting to get pretty big. So I'm having trouble. I want to put some more stuff in there because there's a lot more stuff, but I have to be careful how much I do it. So you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next couple of videos.